Today on MTG Unpacked, we're taking a look at a Lord of the Rings Tales of Middle-earth starter kit. So this is for Magic the Gathering. You get 2 decks. What else do we have here? Okay, so we've got the 2 decks. Magic Play Guide. You actually get codes to unlock these in MTG Arena. Very cool. And 2 deck boxes. So these are going for, I think it's around like $20 US. You can find these at your local game store. They are also releasing at the end of this week at Amazon and other stores like Target and Walmart and so forth. So this may be a great way to get started playing Magic if you're totally new to the game. So we get 2 deck boxes here. Just really simple things. You can put those together. And what else? We've got a Lord of the Rings starter kit play guide. Let's take a squiz at this. Okay, 5 colors of magic. We get a play area starting a tabletop game. And what else? Game actions. Combat is a big part of the game. How to read a magic card. Okay, looking good so far. They tell you about different types of cards. And we have parts of the turn. And some artwork at the end. Okay, so looking pretty good. Let's get into it here. So we do get some foil cards with these as well. So let's see here. So we have Aragorn and Arwen Wed. It's a mythic. So the mythic is the orange color here, or sometimes reddish looking. Legendary creature, human, elf, noble, 3/6/4/6 with vigilance. Whenever Aragorn and Arwen Wed enters battlefield or attacks, put a +1/+1 counter on each other creature you control. You gain 1 life for each other creature you control. So this is a green-white deck, probably something to do with counters and life gain. So we'll see how this looks. And keep in mind, these are really just beginner decks. They're not going to be terribly powerful. And they are not legal in the standard format. So here's a code for one of the decks if you want to give that a spin. Single use only. So if you got that code, let me know in the comments. Okay, so we have Frodo Determined Hero, legendary creature, halfling warrior, 2/2 for 2. Whenever Frodo enters battlefield or attacks, you may attach target equipment you control with mana value 2 or 3 to Frodo. As long as it's your turn, prevent all damage that will be dealt to Frodo. Okay, that's pretty cool. We've got Gandalf White Rider. Okay, so another rare. Has Vigilance 3/3 for 4. Whenever you cast a spell, creatures you control get +1/+0 until end of turn. Scry 1. And when Gandalf White Rider dies, you may put it into its owner's library 5th from the top. So he keeps bouncing back. That's pretty cool. Galadriel Gift Giver. Legendary creature, elf, noble, 4/4 for 5. Yep. Whenever Galadriel enters battlefield or attacks, choose 1. Put a +1/+1 counter on another target creature. Create a food token or create a treasure token. Okay, so looking for food and treasure here. Bilbo's Ring. Legendary artifact equipment for 3. As long as it's your turn, equipped creature has hexproof and can't be blocked. And whenever equipped creature attacks alone, you draw a card and you lose 1 life. And you can equip halflings for 1 or just equip in general for 4. Okay, so some equipment here. Knight of the Keep, just a vanilla creature, 3/2 for 3. Okay, so we're getting 1, 2, 3 of those. Westfold Rider, creature human knight, 3/1 for 2. Sacrifice it, destroy target artifact or enchantment. Activate only as a sorcery. Eastmark Cavalier, creature human knight, 2/2 for 2 with vigilance. Whenever it deals damage to a goblin or orc, destroy that creature. So I'm betting we'll see goblins and orcs in the other deck here. East Farthing Farmer, creature, halfling peasant, 2/3 for 3. When it enters battlefield, create a food token. When you do, target creature you control gets +1/+1 until end of turn for each food you control. And the foods can be sacrificed to give you 3 life. We've got Rosie Cotton of South Lane, legendary creature, halfling peasant, 1/1 for 3. When Rosie enters battlefield, create a food token, and whenever you create a token, put a +1/+1 counter on target creature you control other than Rosie. Okay, so we've got a bit of a synergy with the food tokens. Protector of Gondor. It's a 3/3 for 4 human soldier. When it enters battlefield, create a 1/1 white human soldier creature token. Okay, so I figured we'd be creating creature tokens here, 2 of those. Dunedain Blade, artifact equipment for 2. Equip creature gets +2/+1. You can equip a human for 1 or equip anything else, any other creature for 3. Second Breakfast, this is a favourite of the hobbits. Instant for 3 up to 2 target creatures each, get +2/+1 until end of turn. Create a food token. I like the flavour on that one, literally. Banishing Light, enchantment for 3. When it enters the battlefield, exile target non-land permanent and opponent controls until Banishing Light leaves the battlefield. So a little bit of removal there, even if it's temporary. We've got 2 of those. Land Revel, Horizon Witness, legendary creature, burn noble 3/4 for 5 with flying. Whenever 2 or more creatures you control attack a player, target attacking creature without flying gains flying until end of turn. Okay, that's nice. You cannot pass, says Gandalf. Instant for a single white, destroy target creature that blocked or was blocked by a legendary creature this turn. Mushroom Watchdogs, creature dog, 2/2 for 2, sacrifice a food. You get to put a +1/+1 counter on Mushroom Watchdogs. It gains vigilance to end of turn. Activate only as a sorcery. So we got 2 of those guys. Woe's Pathfinder, creature human shaman, 1/1 for 2. Tap to add 1 mana of any colour for 6 in a green. Tap another target creature gets +3/+3 and gains trample until end of turn. Okay, so we have 2 of those. Bag End Porter, creature dwarf, 4/4 for 4. Whenever Bag End Porter attacks, it gets +X/+X until end of turn, where X is the number of legendary creatures you control. So I'm expecting to see a few more legendaries here. Get 2 of those. Generous Elf, creature... Well, Generous Ent. There we go. It's a tree folk. 5/7 for 6 with reach. When it enters battlefield, create a food token. And it has forest cycling for 1. Many Parting, sorcery for a single green. Search your library for a basic land card. Reveal it, put it into your hand, then shuffle, create a food token. So if you like to eat, if you're a bit like the hobbits, you would probably like this deck. We've got 2 of those. Galadrim Bow, artifact equipment for 3, has flash. When it enters the battlefield, attach it to target creature you control. Untap that creature. The equipped creature gets +1/+2 and has reach. That means it can hit creatures with flying. Equip it for 2. We got Meriadoc Brandybuck, good old Merry here. You might remember him from the movie. Legendary creature, halfling citizen, 2/2 for 2. Whenever 1 or more halflings you control attack a player, create a food token. So some more food. Peregrine Took as well. Wow. We've got a legendary creature, halfling citizen, 2/3 for 3. If 1 or more tokens will be created under your control, those tokens plus an additional food token are created instead. And if you sacrifice 3 foods, draw a card. So I like how he's creating more food. We got Stew the Conies, instant for 3. Target creature you control deals damage equal to its power to target creature you don't control. Create a food token. And Butterbur, Bree Innkeeper, legendary creature, human peasant, 3/3 for 4. At the beginning of your end step, if you don't control a food, create a food token. And Shire Terrace, it's a land, tap for colours for 1. Tap, sack it, search your library for a basic land card, put it onto the battlefield, tap, then shuffle. And we get a couple of those. Grey Pelt Refuge, enters tapped. When it enters battlefield, you gain 1 life, tap for green or white. So 2 of those, and then we're going to get a stack of lands, 11 forests and plains. We have 11 of those. Okay, so that is equal. And then let's check out our food tokens. Very tasty indeed. You pay 2, tap, sack it, you gain 3 life. Okay, and on the other side we got some treasure. So you tap, sack this artifact, add 1 mana of any color. We've got food, and on the other side here, a human soldier, 1/1, and parts of the turn, and attacking and blocking. Okay, so that deck looks pretty fun. Some nice synergies with the food tokens. Let's take a look at the other one here. So we get another mythic. It is Sauron, Lidless Eye, legendary creature, avatar, horror. 4/4 for 5. When it enters battlefield, gain control of target creature and opponent controls until end of turn. Untap it, it gains haste until end of turn. For 1 black and red, creatures you control get +2/+0 until end of turn. Each opponent loses 2 life. And I like that color combo. That's known as the Rakdos color combo. So you have the advantages of red and black. And here is the code card. If you got that one, let me know in the comments. Okay, let's see what this deck is about. We have Golem, Scheming Guide, legendary creature, Halfling Horror. So this one is a rare. You can tell from the gold color there. 2/1 for 2. Whenever Golem attacks, look at the top 2 cards of your library, put them back in any order, then choose land or non-land. An opponent guesses whether the top card of your library is the chosen kind. Reveal that card. If they guess right, remove Golem from combat. Otherwise, you draw a card and Golem can't be blocked this turn. I like the flavor of that. Golem likes to play his games, doesn't he? We have Witch King, Bringer of Ruin, legendary creature, Wraith Noble, 5/3 for 6 with flying. Whenever Witch King, Bringer of Ruin attacks, defending players sacrifices a creature with the least power among creatures they control. And Fires of Mount Doom, legendary enchantment for 3. When it enters the battlefield, it deals 2 damage to target creature and opponent controls. Destroy all equipment attached to that creature. And for 2 and a red, exile the top card of your library. You may play that card this turn. And when you play a card this way, Fires of Mount Doom, it deals 2 damage to each player. And we got the Balrog, Flame of Udun, legendary creature, Avatar Demon, 7/7 for 5. With Trample, when a legendary creature and opponent controls dies, put the Balrog on the bottom of its owner's library. And a Goblin Assailant. Yes, small goblins, please. Creature, Goblin Warrior, 2/2 for 2. Just a vanilla creature there. You get, let's see here, 3 of those guys. Easterling Vanguard, creature, human warrior, 2/1 for 2. When it dies, amass orcs 1. So that means put a +1/+1 counter on an army you control. It's also an orc. If you don't control an army, create a 0/0 black orc army creature token first. And you might remember the amass mechanic from War of the Spark if you played a while. So we got 2 of those. Feed the Swarm, sorcery for 2. Destroy target creature or an enchantment opponent controls. You lose life equal to that permanent's mana value. So a bit of removal there. Dunland, Crabane, creature bird, horror, 1/1 for 3 with flying. When it enters battlefield, amass orcs 2. Okay, so you create a few more there. So we got 2 of those. Mordor Trebuchet. I like this stuff, flinging the stuff there. Artifact creature, wall, 1/4 for 3 with defender. Whenever you attack with 1 or more goblins and or orcs, create a 2/1 colorless construct artifact creature token with flying named Ballistic Boulder. That's tapped and attacking. Sacrifice that token at end of combat. So we'll keep our eyes peeled for that token. I think that's the funny one I saw a while back. We get 2 of those. Snarling Wog, creature wolf, 3/4 for 4 with menace. As long as you control a goblin or orc, Snarling Wog gets +1/+0. And Shelob's Ambush, that's the giant spider, isn't it? Instant for a single black. Target creature gets +1/+2 and gains death touch until end of turn. Create a food token. And Nasty End, instant for 2. As an additional cost to cast this spell, sacrifice a creature. Draw 2 cards. If the sacrificed creature was legendary, draw 3 cards instead. And Gothmog, Morgul, Lieutenant, legendary creature, soldier, 3/3 for 4. When Gothmog enters battlefield, amass orcs 1. Creature tokens you control have death touch. That is actually pretty awesome. Voracious Fellbeast, creature, Drake Beast, 4/4 for 6 with flying. When it enters battlefield, each opponent sacrifices a creature. Create a food token for each creature sacrificed this way. And Swarming of Moria, sorcery for 3. Create a treasure token. So those are artifacts with tap. Sack this artifact, add 1 mana of any color. You can amass orcs 2 on this one as well. Ologhai Crusher, creature, troll, soldier. We're being trolled. It's a 4/4 for 4 with trample. Ologhai Crusher can't block unless you control a goblin or orc. And there's a bunch in this deck. You get 2 of those. Oliphant, creature, elephant, 6/4 for 6 with trample. Whenever Oliphant attacks, another target creature you control gets +2/+0 and gains trample until end of turn. Has mountain cycling 1 as well. Cast into the fire, instant for 2. Choose one. It deals 1 damage to each of up to 2 target creatures or exile target artifact. I think this one's pretty good in the Pauper format. We got Fire of Orthanc, sorcery for 4. Destroy target artifact or land. Creatures without flying can't block this turn. And a Goblin Fire Leaper. Creature Goblin Warrior 1/1 for 2. For 1 and red, it gets +1/+0 until end of turn. And when it dies, it deals damage to its power to target creature an opponent controls. That is awesome. Grishnak Brash Instigator. Legendary creature Goblin Soldier 1/1 for 3. When Grishnak Brash Instigator enters battlefield, amass Orcs 2. And when you do, until end of turn, gain control of target non-legendary creature an opponent controls with power less than or equal to the amassed army's power. Untap that creature, it gains haste until end of turn. And Foray of Orcs. Sorcery for 4. Amass Orcs 2. When you do, Foray of Orcs deals X damage to target creature an opponent controls, where X is the amassed army's power. That's pretty cool as well. So we get 2 of those. Morher Urukai Captain. Legendary creature Orc Soldier 2/2 for 2. Has menace if 1 or more +1/+1 counters will be put on an army, goblin or orc you control. That many +1/+1 counters are put on it instead. Okay, so beef up your dudes. That's pretty cool. Ugluk of the White Hand. Legendary creature Orc Soldier 3/3 for 4. Whenever another creature you control dies, put a +1/+1 counter on Ugluk of the White Hand. If that creature was a goblin or orc, put 2 +1/+1 counters on it instead. And Mind Stone. Artifact for 2. Nice artwork on this one. Tap for colorless. For 1, tap, sack it, draw a card. And Evolving Wilds. It's a land. Tap, sack it, search your library for a basic land card. Put it onto battlefield, tap, then shuffle. So we get a couple of those. Actually, 4 of those. Okay. Good deal. And then the basic lands here, we have swamps. 11 of those. Let me guess. Mountains, we're going to get 11 of those. Okay, so keeping the mana base simple. We've got the food token here. We saw that earlier. On the other side, we got the orc army. Okay. And food. And what is this? Here we go. This is what I was looking for. Ballistic Boulder. It's a 2/1 token artifact. Creature construct with flying. You got the goblins or orcs, I can't quite tell which, on the boulder flying through the air. And parts of the turn and attacking and blocking. Okay, so this looks like a fun way to get started in Magic. If you've been wanting to dip your toes in, this is probably the way to go. If you like Lord of the Rings, let me know in the comments what you think about these decks. Are you planning to pick one up? And stay tuned, we'll be having more Lord of the Rings videos in the coming days. Looking forward to it. Hope everyone's staying safe and healthy out there. Thanks for watching and have a great day.